I was thinking about getting a green screen.
Yeah.
For this whole thing, but I looked up how much they cost.
Yeah, how much are they?
It's really reasonable. But you gotta be a goofy fucking bitch if you think that I'm gonna actually set up something nice. I set up this whole thing in like maybe half an hour today. Maybe. So what happened was I was in the middle of my lecture, just sitting there, paying attention, and digging through all here. I had a bunch of storage stuff over here. And now we got these fine... There's a decanter that goes with that. I was supposed to put that in a decanter. Not sponsored. But, you know, the decanter goes along with it. It's also crystal. And it's also for whiskey, I guess. I don't know. I got the whole thing for like $10, you know. That was the big thing. I wanted immediate, and I didn't want to have to wait. Amazon was going to take 2 weeks to get me my fucking green screen. And I genuinely don't care. Like, nobody's going to watch this.
That's a bit, yeah.
Yeah, so, might as well say what we're doing. This is going to be called Chicken and Rice for the Soul. And it's going to be a possibly weekly, whenever I feel like it, fitness cast of just me and my fitness friends and friends from all walks of life, guys, gals, non-binary pals, coming in, shooting the shit, just hanging out. But you got anything fitness related you want to start with, or should I just keep bitching?
You know, it seems like you got a lot of content left there still to get out, so I'm all here for it.
I don't have content, I'm just complaining.
Yeah, that is content.
I guess. Honestly, pretty ripped right now, so I'm just kind of ranting.
Yeah.
Just ranting about. You know, one of the other things I want to fucking rant about is something I saw today at the store. I saw all these people checking out all these different size kettlebells, right? Mm-hmm. And they started doing curls with the kettlebells. I'm like, sure. That's probably your first instinct that you go to when you're trying to pick out kettlebells. But you're in the middle of a Walmart. Curling kettlebells. Are you trying to make me jealous? Come on, I'm in the middle of my shift and I gotta sit there watching you getting a pump. Oh yeah, while I'm pushing carts, moving away these flowers. Actually, all the flowers are basically dead.
That is tragic, yeah. They're grossly underwatered.
And overwatered.
Very neglected.
Yeah. So what the fuck did you do today? I went to work. What did you do?
Not a whole lot, honestly.
No. Did you have to go babysit Hunter?
No, he allegedly decided to work out at Clarkson.
So here's the thing about every time he's going to go work out there at undisclosed location. Here's the thing. The pec deck there is just not as good as the pec deck that we're using, right?
I don't see why he can't just go out to the secret spot.
Well, because he just won't. I don't know. We have to like force him to work out in general, which there's nothing wrong with that. More power to him. But one of my favorite things is seeing that guy try and pec deck the same weight as us. He contorts his arm in all different ways, thinking he looks like a gorilla, but he looks like a lemming. You know, just going straight through. Yeah. Honestly, if that guy could just get a couple more Diet Cokes in his system, maybe he'd go through it. That's what I'm going to put in there, I think.
Yeah.
Is Diet Coke. Because if I'm going to fuck my diet on the whiskey, I might as well not fuck my diet with the sugar.
That's true.
Do you think sugar's the devil?
Well, the research is there to support. Sugar is pretty bad. We've all been lied to about it.
That's not what I asked, though. We all know that. Do you think sugar is a sentient being that is the Antichrist?
I think it's a bit of a reach.
Let me explain why. All right. Every single day, those preachy people, they're all like, oh, the devil's going to tempt you. Sugar. So it tempts you. That's literally all I got, except that superstars are willing to suck the devil's dick to get content, and Americans are willing to drink as much sugar as they can get to become the fattest people they can. More power to them. So, other than that, though, you're doing your psych homework, right? Mm-hmm. Do you ever sit there and start to psychoanalyze how you feel about doing that psych homework? Do you ever get, like, next level, third person point of view?
I do, a lot, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially now, a lot of times I kind of question, the logistics behind the assignment I'm doing and what me doing it proves to them on the advancement of me as a social worker, because I'm currently in a grad program right now for that. And, it's so weird because my first year has been completely COVID, so I don't really have any normal experience to go off of what it's like. So a lot of times it's almost kind of disassociating with it, because you don't know what of it is the real graduate experience and what of it is this artificial Zoom experience.
Are you sure you didn't blast off a salvia? Are you sure? That sounds a lot like a salvia trip.
I was close.
Just backing off and you're floating above yourself I see the bullshit. I have transcended your Zoom bullshit. And you're just getting straight up there, man. You're just flying straight up and you're fuck the bullshit.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because 90% of your assignments could probably be summed up with a single YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
Transcending the bullshit. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's the bullshit meter. Maybe we're not transcending.
Just riding the wave.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of a wave. This whole Zoom meeting wave thing, It's pretty interesting. Because that means we could have literally anyone that we've met throughout our college career on this, and we still won't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I refuse to learn how to use Zoom. This is a completely different software. This is the most bare bones, simple, nonsense software that I could possibly get for this. I couldn't figure out OBS. I couldn't figure out Adobe. I couldn't figure out how to actually record things. So this is basically just a single audio file and a single video file. That's it. It's just recording. But Zoom, there's all these fancy things you can do on Zoom.
Yeah.
Did I tell you one of my professors gave me a failing homework grade assignment because I didn't put a picture on my Zoom profile? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because he's I want to be able to look at pictures of you guys while I'm lecturing to a blank screen. And I'm homie, Kitwin, don't touch that. Please. So my cat is about to knock over the webcam that we're using to record. No.
Yeah,
No.
everyone, special first guest.
Yeah, this is the unofficial first guest.
Kitwin the cat.
Kitwin.
Where do you think you're going, pal?
You're coming over here. Jesus. Yeah, this is the unofficial first guest. I should probably mention that Aaron and I are co-hosts. There's no real script or host or anything. We're just sitting down. But this is the unofficial first guest. We got a couple people lined up. No one of relevance that anyone would care about, except us, because they're our friends.
Yep.
So that's the only real importance. Pretty excited about the first one, because I'm hoping he brings his guitar. In all of the years that we've known him, he hasn't ever played for us in person. He might be able to hear us right now, and he might be playing, but sometimes when we're just hanging around partaking our salad, we're just sitting there listening to him play. But he's never played for us. Why do you think that is? I want these back.
I haven't known him that long.
We haven't.
It's a year.
About a year. A little over a year. All these months that we've known him. Yeah, a little over a year. But he's never played for us, and that's kind of his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited. He knows so much about rock and roll, dude.
That's true.
I like to talk like I know about rock and roll. Mm-hmm. But I know about rock and roll like I know about anything. Surface level at max. You know? Yeah. I know what rock and roll bands I like. And I know that there is a... Oh, we don't kick the cats off the table here. They are really who's in charge most of the time. We just reprimand them for knocking shit over.
I think he likes that spot.
Yeah, well, you know. Hey, buddy. All right, what was I talking about? I just got something on my chest that I'd really like to think about for a second. So you meet some pretty wild individuals in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Why did that turn off? Is that still... You still... Oh. Still... Just went to sleep?
Yeah, the screen just went to sleep.
I wonder how you change that. But I was about to talk about those motherfuckers who leave clips on the Smith machine. Because we're working out in an undisclosed location with only people that we know. And someone will not admit to leaving clips on the Smith machine. Because we've talked with them all individually about it. And everyone said, oh, that's stupid. Why would anyone leave clips on the Smith machine? And yet they're always there.
You want to know why?
Why?
They're unhinged.
They are unhinged, but you would have to literally tip that entire undisclosed location on its side to have that thing fall off.
You would literally have to be so unhinged that you're willing to weave through traffic and die for some Chinese buffet.
That was, yeah. So, to fill you guys in, essentially what happened the other day, this guy was just swerving in and out of traffic in his beat up, what was it? It was Chrysler 200?
Yeah.
It was like a really beat up white Chrysler 200 honking at everyone. And then we get to the stoplight. Guy pulls up and he stops. And then you hear this ridiculous burnout. And he just goes speeding forward 5 yards to go turn into the shitty Chinese food place, right? This terrible, terrible Chinese food place where you're getting undercooked dog. The dog isn't the part I'm upset about. I'm upset about that it's going to give me food poisoning. That's what I'm upset about. I'll eat the dog. I'll eat the dog. Just let me do it. I'm already Korean.
Mackerels, bro.
I don't care about the macro. I want to do it for the sake of doing it. But this guy peels out. And he's speeding, going 45 through town up until that point. Gets a light. Burns out into that. Turns into a shitty parking lot. So what's the next natural logical thing you do if you're driving past him? Roll down your window and scream, "Nice speeding, loser." I've never seen someone's neck whip that fast. Dare I say his neck unhinged. Yeah, this motherfucker was just sitting there. He had a mullet. He really thinks he's Morgan Whalen. He thinks he's about to drop whiskey glasses 2. But he's not even close, okay? He's going in there. He's going to get a budget Molson's on happy hour. And he's going to complain when it's more than $1.50, okay? And he's going to sit there sipping his Molson and then complain how it's not an American beer in a Chinese restaurant. That's the kind of people we're dealing with up here. It really is. The only reason you get a Molson is because it's cheap, because we're right next to goddamn Canada. I genuinely don't understand how people like that can get through their day without just, like, doing math all the time. Is that what they're doing? That's kind of the track you got to do to get there. Not shaming. I just think it's funny, mostly. You know, some of the most interesting and creative people were on meth. Have you seen that video of the guy at, like, the gas station, like 2:30 in the morning? He's got a shopping cart with a lawnmower engine in the bottom that he somehow jimmy rigged to go, and he was gassing up his shopping cart. Like a normal 3 a.m. crack. I think it was in Florida.
Bro, I don't have to watch the video. I just got to walk down to Sunoco at 2 a.m.
Yeah. I mean...
Even better than that, though, is driving by the Nice Place to Live park at approximately 6 p.m. and seeing a coworker sitting on a bench.
I mean, if the sign that said "a nice place to live" was missing letters, how inclined would you be to believe it? I'm sorry, but if your sign that says "this is a nice place to live" is missing letters, I can't buy it.
Poor advertising, yeah.
Someone forgot to silence their phone. It was me. I forgot to silence my phone. Do you ever silence your phone?
No.
Yeah.
I just have it set to vibrate.
Yeah, but do you ever have it on, like, loud? No? Yeah, I can't... I think we missed the ringtone generation by just a little bit. Because people who were slightly older than us really were into ringtones. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Growing up, like when I was just not old enough to have a phone yet.
Yeah, everyone thought it was really funny.
People slightly older than us. Yeah.
Yeah, to have some, like, garbage 2006, like, pop song as their ringtone or something.
Well, yeah, but it spawned an entire genre of music.
Yeah,
like, there's a bunch of filler music from the 2000s that is just there for ringtone sales. You're only using it for, like, 45 seconds. And then the rest of the song is, like, garbage.
Yeah.
Or the same thing on loop. There's an exception to that. And that's literally anything Justin Timberlake did. I don't know about you, but I need the right music when I'm doing my kettlebell circuits. I've started doing kettlebell circuits because I like my lower back and my core. And they're really good for you. Pavel, I can't pronounce his last name. He's this Soviet guy, Russian dude. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast a lot of times, and he's really smart, great trainer. Knows infinitely more than both of us combined, especially right now. But he's the one, I looked into his studies, and I realized that a lot of the things that I lack in my training could be added in 2 active rest days a week, right? So that's why I periodized my training for an 8-day split to give me time, because the idea of a 7-day week is kind of dated, especially when it comes to training. Why are you limiting yourself to this arbitrary number 7? It's a prime number, sure, but it doesn't divide very well, especially when you're looking at periodizing on a 4-day plan. Where was I going with that? Kettlebells. Yeah. So the reason I wanted to do it as 8 is so that gives me 1, 2, 3 rest, 1, 2, 3 rest. So now I have 2 active rest days to do my kettlebell movements. And I mean, my rack pull is just exploded. What was I rack pulling when we got to Sean's? Disclosed. Sean's? Yeah, we can say that. It doesn't matter. Okay. When we got to our buddy's lifting area of disclosedness, how much was I pulling?
When we first started?
Like 485.
Yeah.
And now I'm pulling 635 for 5 easy every time. Like, even when I had a cold and was feeling terrible, I went and pulled 635. No, 585 for 5. The kettlebells are speaking for themselves. My squat feels better. My bench feels better. And it's like I feel like such a kettlebell shill. And I'm waiting for Big Kettlebell to start paying me. But I'm concerned that that's not going to happen. You know? Because I believe the Earth is round too. And I'm still waiting on my round Earth check.
Facts.
Yeah, I haven't gotten mine, nor the stimmy. So, yeah, what you going to do? So, from there, we can look at the progression of someone who's not doing kettlebell work. Like our buddy Hunter. He's not really doing... He needs to do a ton of core work. So something like kettlebells would be incredible for him. He's having trouble stabilizing his squat, right? He's having trouble stabilizing his rack pull.
He also
having
needs to do hip mobility.
Yeah, and that you can get that with kettlebells. You know? The kettlebell is such a versatile piece of equipment. And I think it's really assisted my training. But when you're going to do your kettlebell circuits, you need the right fucking music. Right? And Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake is immediately the first one I blast outside when I'm doing my kettlebell work. And honestly, I get some pretty weird looks from the cute neighbor girls.
You want to know? I have a similar song to that. It's
okay.
A song that gets me dumb hype for no reason.
Yeah.
That people would give me shit for liking.
Oh.
Circus by Britney Spears. That song gives me dumb hype.
I mean... Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just brought up Sexy Back, so I'm in no position to roast you. But all I'm saying is if you were in England right now, they'd smoke you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about that, pal. But yeah, honestly, the importance of music is something that I think people over or underrate in training. Yeah, it's really important. But it's also, generally speaking, not the reason you got the set done. Like Jocko Willink, he states that you shouldn't train with music because then what are you going to do when the music's not there? And my rebuttal to that is, generally speaking, I'm not trying to die.
Yeah.
So when I'm going to be putting myself in those scenarios in a modern world, I'm not terribly concerned if the music's not going to be there or not. Oh no, my Bluetooth's not working. I'll just play it from my phone. You know? So I'm sorry that I'm not going out and saving the world from evil and putting myself in life-threatening scenarios where I can't have Pop Smoke blasting in the background. But That being said, more power to him for doing it.
It plays loud enough in my head to where I don't need a radio.
There's a lot of songs that live rent-free in my head. Mm-hmm. And it's really funny how, like, sometimes your inner monologue just goes away.
Yeah.
And it's just a song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, dude, when I was in, like, 7th or 8th grade... No, it was 8th grade, because I just started taking French class. And my French teacher was roasting me for how much I like Barry Manilow. And, not roast... roasting me for how much I like Barry Manilow. And, the entire time in, like, all through 8th and 9th grade, my internal monologue was just a Copacabana on repeat forever. And I was like, at the Copacabana. And she's like, Benoit! And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. She's like, Barry Manilow sucks! And I'm like, please don't yell at me, Karen. Her name was Karen, yeah. We would go on these trips, man. And we'd be all out and about calling her by her last name and being like, Mrs. Teacher, Mrs. Teacher. And one time she just snapped and she was like, you're making us look like tourists! It was amazing. It was beautiful. She's like, call me Karen while we're here. Just call me Karen. I'm like, okay. She's like, you're making us look like Americans. I'm like, we are Americans and tourists, though, Karen. And she's like, that's not the point. You don't want to stick out. And that's when I learned that the beauty of travel is not necessarily snap, snap, snap. It's going and finding that little hole in the wall, dude. Mm-hmm. That one where you're like, ooh, I'm not sure if we're going to get food or typhoid. Yeah, and that's where you're going to, like, they're going to bring you in their living room. I got a tattoo done in this, like, really... Did I ever tell you the story about my Wonder Woman tattoo where I got it done?
No.
So this is the first. Aaron and I have been roommates and best friends for... About 5 years now. Really? And I've had this tattoo for 2 of those. And I've never told you the story about it. So this is going to be a first. So I went to find the cheapest place to get a tattoo. Okay? Because I knew it was only going to take like half an hour. And regardless of who does it, it's pretty hard to fuck that up. Right? So I went to this guy on the res. Okay? And I get there. And he's like, yeah, my last shop. I just moved from there. I'm in my house right now. I'm like, oh. So I pull up. And it's like the front of his house, his living room, he converted it into like a front for a shop. Mm-hmm. Instead of his living, because he had a pretty big house. Yeah. It was a nice house. Guy probably had another business or something as well. Yeah. But his passion project was tattoos, right? And so I walk in and his kids are like playing over there. It's like dirty as shit. And he has like a counter. And we're setting up the thing and he walks me into his tattoo room and it looks like a regular parlor. It's like clean as fuck and super nice. And he hands me a stress ball. And he's like, this is going to hurt, man. I'm like, yeah. But, you know, people are so quick to judge an establishment based on what the immediate look of it is. There are a lot of people out there just struggling and grinding, man. Mm-hmm. And you cannot judge that by first look. That guy gave me a good tattoo. For the money. You know? And it's forever. And it's a little crooked. But it's part of the story. You know, don't judge a book by its cover, man. That guy's doing his best. He's doing his thing. And, pretty hard to mess up. Wonder Woman logo. Yeah. I wonder if that'll ever be a relevant statement that I have the Wonder Woman logo on my body. Like, I wonder if there will ever be a time where that is relevant. Like... You know, more than just, you have the Wonder Woman logo tat on you, you British cigarette. You know? I wonder if it'll ever be ever more than that. If there's ever a circumstance where, like, it's kind of my calling card or I get in a lot of shit for it.
Yes.
Yeah? Probably. I know Braun Strowman, he's got the Superman logo tattooed on him.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's like, it's either right here or here. I can't remember. Somewhere on him he has, or maybe like here. And then do you remember The Rock's Brahma Bull? Mm-hmm. That really terrible Brahma Bull. Sometimes you gotta get the bad tattoos, man. Yeah. When are you getting one?
I don't know.
What are you gonna get?
I kind of like the idea of having the American flag on me in some way.
I was thinking a cock and balls. Except it says NY and then up the shaft Giants. And it's shooting out every Super Bowl they've won. I think your parents would kill you. And you'd kill me. But what type of American flag? Because you can't get the arm... Well, you could get the arm one. Richard has an arm one. That's a whole... We need to get him here. So, okay. What are you going to get?
Well, I played around with a couple different ideas. I thought about just, getting one, like, on one of my lats.
A lat?
Like on the back of it.
Yeah, okay.
Or, like, getting a sleeve.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool, too.
Yeah, and this is coming from guys who don't know anything about tattoos, so shut your whore mouth. What would you get in this? Like, do you have a theme in mind for your sleeve? Can't win! No! Get off of it. What's your theme for your sleeve, man? Get out of here.
No, just like have the sleeve be the flag.
Oh, just a whole flag on your arm.
Yeah.
Like they were about to, like the vats that they use for print pressing, and you just dipped your arm in it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one you have to get done later in life.
Yeah.
Because your body's going to change a lot from here to then. And it would look very, very bad if all of a sudden you got super muscular or lost a ton of weight. Yeah. Like stretch and shit. Or that could make it way better. One or the other. Your arm's going to hurt like a motherfucker. Yeah, that's going to suck. So what are the other ideas you threw around?
Yeah, that was about it.
Oh, okay. Speaking of American flag tattoos, the only reason I would ever get a green screen for here is if Richard sent us a video of him, like, dancing, and we could just loop it in the background behind us, so we wouldn't notice. But everyone who watched it would just see a loop of Richard going like, you know? Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot of $30.
Yeah, but like getting him here and having him on could be like the Alex Jones episode.
I don't know how to edit videos. Okay? And he's going to deny the Holocaust so many times that I don't think that... We lived with a neo-Nazi for a while. And that's who we're referring to. One of our old roommates. And he has an American flag tattooed on him for some reason. He's not in the military. He's just an alcoholic. But yeah, I don't think we should have him on unless he'll promise not to be anti-Semitic. He'd have to pinky promise.
You're asking this man to...
Oh, you can't break a pinky promise.
If he do it, that's right.
He wouldn't pinky promise. He wouldn't. Because he knows how much those mean to me. He knows that I would be beyond devastated if he broke a pinky promise. I'm not joking.
You remember when he used to apologize for pouring beer on the floor while he was doing it?
He'd look us dead in the eyes and pour a beer out on the floor and be like, I'm sorry, but I know you like cleaning.
He thought you liked cleaning.
I hate cleaning. There's a reason that this is the only clean space in my entire table right now. So I got this tablecloth for this, and it's occurring to me that it's a lot more fall themed than I thought. Explains why it was on the clearance rack. But, geez.
Yeah, it's a good time. Fall is a good time of year.
I'm a summer guy. You know? Like to walk around, looking for cool rocks.
Yeah, but you can do that in the fall, too.
Yeah, but it's not as fun. You know? In the fall, I can't take off my shirt and go swimming.
In the beginning of it, you can.
But then that's summer. The beginning of fall is just summer.
Nah, because like summer, it's like too hot.
Okay. Hear me out. He keeps pausing. And okay. What were you hearing me out on?
In the like real summer, it is too hot.
You know what would cool that down? The Foreigner song, Cold as Ice, that you can blast with your car windows down in the summer, sunroof down, sunglasses, tank top, you're going to the beach, summer.
You're not going to the beach, you're going to the Walmart parking lot.
We're going to the beach this summer at some point, though. Yeah. I'm actually going to be shredded this summer. I have some credentials for fitness, not that you care. But I'm also planning on competing in my next men's physique show in August. So that's kind of fun. I'm wearing a Branch Warren t-shirt. Not that I train or look like Branch. I just think he's really cool. I think he's neat. I think he's a very neat guy. You know? He's probably my favorite bodybuilder. One of them. One of my favorites. But, yeah, we need to go to the beach. Because I'll actually be in shape. And are you going to take the Chug Jug Keanu Reeves challenge? And getting shredded this summer?
What's the Chug Jug challenge?
I don't know. I'm just spouting words. You know? You going to get shredded, Aaron? Going to be a lean, mean, as James Brown would put it, sex machine. Get up now. Get on up. We'd have music playing in the background, but I don't know how copyright laws work. Are you going to be shredded and diced up? Andrew Dice Clayed up?
Not the Dice Man.
The Dice Man. Come on. You got to be so diced up that when you get to Philadelphia, your ideal one-night stand is, get out. That's how shredded you're going to be, big guy. I'm going to start calling you shredded guy. No, I'm still going to call you big guy. Call everyone big guy.
That's what you got to do, like Elliot.
Yeah, well, dude. Elliot is one of my favorite people I've ever met. He was such a sweet, sweet man. We would be going to this gym, unnamed, and there was this incredibly old dude who would come in and just, like, do dumbbell press and curls and stuff, and then, like, lie down on the mat for a while. And he would always come up to us, "You're looking like Arnold, boys!" And I'm like, "Thanks, Elliot!" And, yeah, I haven't seen him since the pandemic started. I hope he's well. And I hope he's still jacked. He's not jacked. He's like 90-something. But you know, good shape for 90.
Yeah, being able to do dumbbell curls at 90.
Walking up those 3 flights of stairs at 90.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a hard time doing that at 22. Cardio's cardio, man. I don't know about you, but those stairs are always giving my took as a kicking. How long have we been going? A half hour? How long you want to go?
It's 11:09.
Do you know the Potato-Ritos are back? Taco Bell?
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
I got the notification because I'm a corporate shill.
We do love Taco Bell. Please send us a free box. I have enough reward points.
I also have enough reward points to get the free box. So, maybe we'll do that later. I don't know.
To be continued.
To be continued there. But you want to keep going for like another 5-10 minutes? 15?
Sure.
Just keep... Do you got anything you want to talk about? I've kind of been dominating this.
Well, I've just been thinking about what sort of things are you and I both particularly passionate about. Working out. Drugs.
Not in the way you're
the sufferings
thinking.
Of working at Walmart.
And the sufferings of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all pretty grim. And drugs, not in the way you're thinking. Not in the that kind of way. We're not into those. We're more into the expanding your horizons and understanding the world a little better kind of drugs. Mm-hmm. That's more our speed. We're not I wish we were the first type, but not yet. So, on that topic, Dr. Carl Hart released a book a little while ago called Drug Use for Grown-Ups. Right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Something like that.
There's another one. Or no. His was Pursuit of Freedom in the Land of Liberty?
Yeah.
Something. One of those two books. Possibly both. No. His is Drug Use for Grown-Ups. The secondary title is The Pursuit of Freedom in the Land of Liberty. It's like it's one of those long ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's about his personal use of, what was it, heroin? Heroin. Boy, oh boy, a lot of you clicked off, if anyone is watching. But he used heroin with other professors, and he's a professor at Columbia. And, it's just one of the major things that I hope anyone can take away from this is to just really reevaluate how you look at people. We talked a little bit earlier about the crackheads. They're good people. Just because you do a little crack don't mean anything.
What's normally hard for people is taking that second to take the extra step to kind of step into someone else's shoes for a second.
Yeah.
When you're evaluating the situation you're seeing them in, and just really being kind of self-aware of thinking, well, what might have led to them being in the particular predicament that you're coming up on them upon.
Nobody's born a meth addict. Nobody's born that way. Everybody has unique experiences. And I'm not saying that discounts anyone's actions. But I'm saying, man, sit down with them. Pass the rock.
Yeah.
Think about it. Don't actually pass the rock. Oh, Lord. But yeah, maybe just take a little more time with people. And tune in. When are we going to drop the next one? Whenever we feel like it. When are we going to drop this one? Probably moments from now.
Yeah. Oh.
Do we have an outro?
Not yet. This is
all right. Well, this is the pilot episode. It's I would say it's a little rough, but this is how they're all gonna be. Realistically.
Nah. We'll get an outro for him.
Bro, I'm literally not gonna edit this and just put it up.
No. Not on this one. Eventually.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We'll end with
once they up the production funding a little bit,
we'll end it like this.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a cup tower.
Alright.
No, put that one right side up. All right, we built a tower out of some cups. Let me move this. Look at that. And that's the end of the first episode of Chicken and Rice for the Soul, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Whatever time of the day you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, I hope you have a powerful rest of your day. This is staying in, too.